Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Endo Meets Us, the show where we talk all things endometriosis, the honest, the raw, and sometimes the ridiculous. Today, we're talking about Tarsh's story. Yes. This is going to be emotional.
I'm so nervous talking about myself.
It's okay. I know, it's a lot. And also just to relive your experience as well. Like, it brings up a lot of trauma. So that's okay. Take your time. And let's begin. I'd love to know what life was like for you before your diagnosis and kind of how old were you prior to, like, when did you get diagnosed?
I got diagnosed like 3.5 years ago. I would have been like 26. Yeah, 26, 27 when I was diagnosed. Pre-diagnosis, I feel like with everyone with endo, your period, when you first get your period, is like such a moment where you like don't really know what's happening, like what's going on, why is my symptoms different to other people's symptoms? So yeah, it was hard growing up. But my mum was always so understanding because her mum had bad period pain.
Yeah, okay.
So she was kind of understanding in that sense, but then she didn't understand herself, I guess, because she didn't have bad period pain. I didn't have the heavy bleeding, which...
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, which is interesting because it's normally associated with endo is heavy bleeding, but I would bleed for like 2 days. I might have one day that's like really heavy, like the whole period in like one day, and then that's it. Like I won't really bleed, but I would have really bad abdominal pain around the time of my period. I would always suffer with UTIs as long as I can remember, even when I was younger, and they would drive me crazy, especially at night, and especially being young and not understanding what a UTI was. And my mum would be like, oh yeah, you've just got a UTI. But yeah, not knowing, like, I didn't even have Ural at that time when I was young. I kind of just like managed it. Like you just kind of like...
You're just like, okay.
Drive me insane.
Yeah.
And then like I wouldn't even really tell people because I'm just like, another UTI.
And also UTIs are so uncomfortable.
They're so uncomfortable. Also when I was younger, I didn't want to... It was like a thing I was like, ew, yuck. Like it's... You know when you're young and you're learning your body and you're like...
You're embarrassed.
You're
like,
embarrassed.
You feel ashamed.
Like I
You're
would
young.
literally be like young and ashamed and be like, why?
And your friends aren't talking about these things either because they're young. So you're in this awkward stage of like, I've got this weird thing going on down there. And I'm just like, it's all good. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to,
Exactly. But yeah, my mum was always so understanding. Like I would have days off school. She'd let me have days off school. I would double dump Panadol and Nurofen constantly for life to get through. But yeah, I feel like I definitely grew up in a household where my parents owned their own business. It was definitely like work, like very ambitious. Even though they were very understanding about my pain, there was kind of like you can't call in sick. When you like grow up and have a real job, like you can't just call in sick because of period pain.
Yeah, okay.
So from very early on, it was kind of like...
Ingrained in your mind.
Ingrained in my mind that like everyone has bad period pain and you're not special and you just have to push through and like keep going. So I definitely... Like, yeah, that's definitely stayed with me. Even probably to now, I probably push through.
Think so. Yeah. You're like the hardest worker I know.
I definitely, push through. I really did think that everyone genuinely was having the same symptoms as I was. And I thought that for a really, really long time until I did get diagnosed. And so I was just like, yeah, you're not special. Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Suck it up, move on.
And that's what women are told to do a lot of the time too, which is just not okay. Pain is not okay. It's not normal.
Pain is not okay. It's not normal. But yeah, it's crazy looking back. Like I feel like you don't put together the patterns until you do look back. Like, so it's crazy. Yeah, like so crazy. But I feel like in the lead up to my diagnosis, like you, many ruptured cysts. Like I would be at work and it just comes on like a full wave, like vomiting, like no warning.
Yeah.
No, it's like a time bomb in your body. Boom. And it just goes, yeah, boom. And I've been at work twice when I was working in retail when I was younger, and I've had them go off, and I've literally been vomiting and lying on the floor.
Would you ever bleed?
Sometimes, but not every time. So I didn't all the time. Like looking back, I'm like, they're cis. At the time, I was like, I must have had food poisoning. But then also it like comes and goes. So like I would have it, and then a few hours later, I would actually be okay. Like I'd be sore and tender and exhausted, but I would be like, okay, I can. Yeah. Like once I was on the shop floor by myself, and I literally had to close the front doors of the shop, and I like just laid in the back room, called Henry to come and pick me up. And then by the time Henry got there, I was like, okay, I'm actually like, I can function.
And that is that is what endo is, right? Yeah. You might have half a day where you feel like such bad pain, and then you're like, oh, actually, okay, no, I'm okay now. So that's, you know.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like, I just pushed myself constantly and just push through the pain. I think like just focus on work. I would cancel on friends and family all the time because I just couldn't understand why, which I don't know if you felt like this too, why everyone else had so much energy and could do so many things, and I was just exhausted all the time. It just felt like I was pushing and pushing myself to just operate at the level of everybody else. And I think that's me coming from an overachiever family.
Absolutely.
Was very like,
that's a big struggle of mine too. It's something that I didn't mention in my episode, but I can't tell you how many times I've cancelled on friends and family. It's actually become the point where my friends have been like, are you okay to come to this?
Yes.
Rather than, hey, we're going to do this on this day.
Which is really beautiful for them to say that, because I feel like it is hard for people to understand because it is invisible. So like it's hard when people are like, why can't you just pop down for an hour or say hi? And it's like, well,
you're like, I'm mentally drained. Yeah. If you're not in pain that day, you might just be like physically exhausted.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's hard to explain to people who don't have it.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I had all the same symptoms: abdominal pain, nausea, fatigue, painful bowel movements. Which I never ever associated bowel with endometriosis. So it never even came into my mind when I...
Yeah, you were like, this is something separate.
I was feeling. Like, So yeah, I just never thought about it. So yeah.
And often it takes quite a while to get people diagnosed with endo. So how would you say that journey looks for you? Like from feeling all of those symptoms that you've been feeling all those years to actually getting the diagnosis, what was that like?
So it did take me a long time, but I think it also took me a long time because I was so disconnected from my body.
Okay.
Like I really compartmentalized my pain and what was going on there from my career. Like I was so career driven. I was like, I have to do this and do all the things. So I really just put it aside, and I definitely did not feel into my body at all. Like I just brushed it off. And like I've had bad experiences with doctors from an early age. When I was 10, I had appendicitis with severe abdominal pain, vomiting. We went to the doctor and the hospital, and they both just said it was a really bad UTI and sent me home, until one night I was just in so much pain that my mum was like, this is not a UTI, took me to the hospital, and she had to fight for me to have a surgery. And as I was having the surgery, my appendix burst.
Oh,
so
my
it's
God.
Just like, so I feel like, which like I didn't associate at the time, but I'm just like, that definitely made me lose faith in those professionals.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it was already like, my pain has already been dismissed from 10 years old. Like no one believed me. So it was just like, why would anyone
believe me now?
Believe me or can now?
That is wild.
So I just, I feel like I probably disconnected a bit from then.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I would too. That's just wild that from such a young age, though, you kind of lost trust in the medical field, you know.
Also just that like no one cares as much as you do about yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then what really, I mean, my first cyst, I ended up going to a bulk bill GP.
Wow.
Because I first moved to Sydney, I was just like, I'm in so much pain. Had a scan. He was like, yeah, you've got a really large cyst. If it doesn't go away, we're going to have to do surgery. And then that was the one that kind of burst. But he was there was no mention of endometriosis or.
And how old were you then?
Oh, I would have been, when did I move to Sydney? Like 22?
Okay, yeah.
22. I was still like on the pill. I was on the pill. I'd been on the pill since I was 18. And the pill was not a great experience for me. Like I would bleed for 3 months at a time. But it was like such light bleeding. And then I would have like a few days of like no bleeding. So I was just like, knew the pill wasn't for me, but it kept being what I was just kept being put on. And it was like, not like maybe you should have a break from the pill. It was like, here's a new pill.
Yeah,
here's
because it's a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Like after the cyst, it was like, well, I think we should put you on a different pill.
Yeah.
Because that will stop the cyst.
Yeah, it's like that Band-Aid's peeled off. It's not working so well now.
Yeah,
so we'll put a fresh one on.
Yeah, so we'll put a new one on.
Yeah.
And this pill has all these magical things that it can do for you. But it was just like, not.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't really until my manager at one of my jobs was like, you need to see an actual GP, like a good GP, referred me to her family GP, that like she kind of understood more, was talking to me more about like reproductive health and my quality of life and things like that, but still she just prescribed me another pill.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like it's just what they know.
Yeah.
Like it's just what they know.
And I think that's a really good touch point as well, is back then, like this is a few years ago, and maybe like GPs and specialists weren't so invested in endo at this point either.
No.
So if they're like, okay, the pill's masking this, let's just keep that going because I don't actually know what else I can do for you.
Exactly. And I think people forget as well, like a GP stands for general practitioner. Like they know a little about a lot. Like they're not a specialist.
Exactly. They know little parts of everything, but they don't know the full extent of everything.
Exactly. So I tried 5 pills over 5 years.
Wow. That's also a lot on your body.
Yeah.
Like so many different hormones.
Which I don't think anyone really spoke to you about the hormones. Like they were kind of like, yeah, you've got hormones, but yeah. But I was like so disconnected from my body, trying these different pills, just such focus on work. Like I was working 12-hour days at least in like stressful environments. But I loved it.
Yeah.
Like I loved my job. I loved working. I was really like, my body was declining. I was like losing connection to self, but I was thriving at work. Like I was.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's almost like you were forgetting about yourself and having work as a distraction.
100%.
Yeah.
100, which I still struggle with that now. And I definitely.
It's okay.
It is, definitely a distraction. But it wasn't till the COVID lockdown hit, the second round, where I'd actually left that workplace where I was working the 12-hour days, doing all the things because I just had a manager and I just had enough and I was like, I just have to leave.
Yeah.
I was also in so much pain and so and also being dismissed with the pain.
Of course,
with
multiple
my manager.
times. Yeah.
So the second lockdown hit and I was in a new job that was just so much more chilled and so much more relaxed. And I just went off the pill, decided I just needed to have a break. And then I found Pilates, walking, like started to connect in with my body for the first time ever. My pain increased and I ended up losing 10 kilos within like 3 months, like so fast.
Wow.
Which was crazy. Well, I feel like it was the pill, the stressful environment, but also just connecting with my body, loving my body,
and giving
fueling
yourself
my
time.
body what it wanted, like what it actually was craving, not what like I was just trying to survive.
You probably had like really high cortisol and
Oh my
like
God, I would've
everything
had
was
such
just,
high cortisol.
yeah. And then you've finally been like, okay, no, I'm putting myself first.
Yeah. And the lockdown, you couldn't, like, I didn't have the anxiety of having to cancel on friends.
Yes,
because
I know, I kind of loved
I couldn't
it.
see my friends. I couldn't see my friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I started to slow down and really feeling things in my body for the first time. So it was like I would feel the pain before, but now it's like I could really feel the pain. And I was like, I couldn't ignore it anymore. And then one day I woke up in the morning and I was like, on my right side, I just felt sick and nauseous and all the things that come with a cyst.
Yeah.
But I was really intense and I could feel a lump on my right side in my abdomen. And I was like, that does not feel right. And I've had the pain there so many times before. I could actually feel the lump. So I went to my GP and she felt it and she was like, okay, that's not right. So I'm sending you for a scan. And I had an ultrasound and they were like, yes, it looks like they call them chocolate cysts.
Yeah.
And
That's when I think if the cyst is full of blood.
full of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, full of blood. It was in my ovary and she, obviously they don't tell you in the scan.
No.
In the scan, she was just kept saying like, oh my God, darling, like, are you okay? Like, are you okay if I do this? And I was like, I've had so many vaginal ultrasounds. I was like, just go for it. I was like, also, I've been when you're in pain for so long, it's like you become desensitized. So I was like, why are you saying this to me?
I know.
Like,
You just get numb to it.
Yeah.
And it's like the amount of people that have been up in your vagina looking for things. You're like, I'm fine. Like, just get on with it.
Get on with it. I was like, the pain's not more than every other time. So I'm like, let's just, anyway.
Which is really sad.
Which is really sad. And went back to my GP. She referred me to a gynecologist. And then I went in and that was the first time that I was spoken about endometriosis. Wow. Told about endometriosis.
And so at this point, are you like 25?
Yeah, I would have been 26.
Yeah.
I would have been 26. And the only other time I had heard about endometriosis was my friend Alana, who I want to have on this podcast, had endometriosis. And in the workplace we were at the time, she was told that it wasn't real. It was in your head.
What?
So that was
Who said that to her?
I'm not going to.
Okay.
I'm not going to name names.
Yeah.
And I'll let Alana talk about her story, but that was like the only time I'd ever heard about endometriosis. I didn't ask her what it was. I didn't pry, like, which I really should have. Like, bad friend for me.
No, not at all.
But I just was like, and then it was this person said that, and it was kind of just like, I don't know, I kind of just moved on. So the only other time I'd heard it was when my gynecologist said to me, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you have endometriosis. And she ended up doing a pelvic exam in the doctor's theatre there. And it was like, when she was doing it, she was feeling it with her hands. And it was like, I couldn't even have her touch me. It was like the most horrible experience. And Henry was with me. And she just said to him as I was getting changed, I could hear, and she's like, I can't believe she's been living like this. And at that time, it was like the same as you. Like, my pain has been felt like I'm not crazy.
Validated. Yeah.
Like, someone
And did you feel
gets it.
How did you feel at
Oh my God,
moment?
so emotional, but also I didn't quite understand.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, great, I'm not crazy.
There is something there.
There's something there, but I didn't understand. To be honest, I actually thought I had ovarian cancer and bowel cancer for so long because I was like, painful bowel movements. I'm like, this is not normal.
No.
Like, sorry, let's talk about the painful bowel movements. It's like you're floating out of your body.
Yeah.
And
that's a great way of explaining it.
It's like you're out of body. It's like it's literally like you can feel yourself leave. It like rises up, you get dizzy, and then suddenly you're not in your body anymore, but you're in so much pain.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is definitely not normal. I remember asking Henry and he's like, no, that's not normal, babe.
Like, does that
He's like, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely thought I had ovarian cancer and bowel cancer. I still didn't think endometriosis was something that could cause that level of pain.
No, of course not. And
Like,
that's
I was like,
because it's
there's
not
no
something
way.
that's spoken about.
No.
Yeah.
So I booked in for surgery, and I also resigned from that job
Wow.
at the same time.
Yeah.
Time.
Do you think that was because of the mental toll?
It was, I left because I'd actually got offered something which was more aligned with what I had been previously doing. And I missed that fast-paced
It's so funny.
environment after connecting with my body and
like,
all of that. I was
back
like,
to it.
all right. And maybe it was because I was going through all of this and subconsciously I did want,
it was your distraction.
it was a distraction and I needed to compartmentalize and like have something else to focus on. So I left and I had my surgery within my leave. Like I took 2 weeks off between jobs and I had my surgery to have my surgery.
Wow. Okay. And then once you finally got your surgery, your story took a pretty intense turn. Can you tell us what happened during and after your first surgery? How did that kind of all unfold for you?
So my first surgery, I literally was in that room that you speak about, that horrible room before you get wheeled in. And my surgeon came over and kind of was like telling me about what was going to happen as before they were putting in the anesthesia. And I just grabbed her arm and I was like, can you please just make sure I don't have ovarian cancer? Because at that time I was still like, I have ovarian cancer. And it was also during COVID time, so Henry had to drop me off.
Oh, you had the same thing.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It's horrible.
Oh my God, it was so horrible. And
it's so scary. I don't know why they did that.
Scary. I feel like I was so, I don't know why, I was just more scared of how, I don't know, I feel like I also compartmentalized and I'm very much like in a crisis is when I thrive.
Yeah,
so like to me, I was like, this is like the next step. I didn't really think about
how hard it actually was at the
how
time.
hard it was at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't really till after I came out of the anesthesia. They take you into a room where they kind of wake you up.
Yeah, recovery.
And I remember screaming and saying, I'm gonna poo. And the poor nurses all like ran over and were putting like that bedpan underneath me because my bowel was in so much pain, like so much pain. I was like, it just felt like I'd had a massive dump ready to go.
Oh, wow. Stop it. Sorry, it's not funny.
So then these poor nurses, put the bedpan underneath me and then I go, oh, no, I'm okay. All good. But then like the abdominal pain started and then I was just like in so much pain and they just kept giving me, well, I know at the time now fentanyl, which now I know is not the best for me. It's still like I can feel the pain. It's just I pass out.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like it just like puts you to sleep. But I'm like, oh, I'm still like in pain, but I'm so like out of it. I can't express how I'm feeling.
And that's a really good, we'll talk again about that later, painkillers and whatnot. But if something's not working for you, you can actually ask for other drugs.
Yes, you can.
And I only learned that on my third surgery.
Yeah,
so That's,
which most people don't know. Like I didn't know either.
Yeah, you can request other things. So,
but that surgery ended up going, when I woke up, my surgeon came in because they come and talk to you, which I think is so dumb.
Oh, it's
in that room where you're like still under these heavy drugs.
Coming
you
out of
have
anesthetic.
no idea what they've told you. So she came back into my room the next day and she was like, do you remember what we've spoken about? And I was like, I didn't even know you came. Like I didn't even know you were here. She was like, so we didn't expect to find what we found when we opened you up. There was the surgery ended up being for 8 hours.
Wow.
Poor Henry was outside on the phone to my mum because he was like, something's really gone wrong.
Oh my God.
And she ended up telling me, so they found endometriosis, which like you, I felt so relieved. No ovarian cancer. I was so relieved.
Yeah.
But basically my abdomen was just like a spider web of adhesions which connected all of my organs to each other.
Yeah.
And my abdomen wall and my uterus and my bowel, it was just all stuck together in this like webby mess, basically, is how she described it. And like you, endo in my abdomen wall, my bladder, pouch of Douglas, all the places.
I think as well, describing it as a spider web, I kind of forgot to mention that in mine as well. That's a really good analogy because it is like webbing, and that's how things get glued together.
It is.
So yeah, far out.
And it like webs together. So you're like, that's what you're feeling. Like when you're exercising, when you're walking, and it's like
moving.
It's pulling. It's like you're trying to walk, but your ovary is stuck to your abdomen wall. So like,
it's like, I like to describe it as like someone's got my ovary and they're twisting it and pulling it.
Yes. Well,
that's how it feels.
Well,
because it's stuck.
It's stuck. So that actually is what's happening.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. That's a massive finding.
So she told me as well that both my fallopian tubes were completely twisted and blocked. So they did like they do like it's called a hycosis, and they push fluid through your uterus into your fallopian tubes, and they couldn't get any liquid through.
So they're just completely twisted.
It completely twisted, completely blocked. She said to me that she wished she'd gotten my consent beforehand if she'd known, because she wanted to take both my fallopian tubes in that surgery.
Oh
but
my God.
You have to have consent,
of course,
obviously.
Yes.
So she couldn't take them, but also that everything was connected with my bowel. And she couldn't remove a lot of it because she needed a bowel surgeon present, because if she'd nicked something, you need a bowel surgeon.
You need a bowel surgeon.
So I already knew I had to go in for a second surgery. That was straight up.
So you've come out of surgery and you're like, okay, I've got to go back in again at some point.
I've got to go back in again at some point. I don't have 2 fallopian tubes, and she advised that I needed to explore the IVF route. Which at the time I didn't really comprehend, and I don't think a lot of people comprehend that no one tells you how your body works.
No.
And that you need your fallopian tubes to get that egg from the ovary into your uterus to inseminate with the sperm. So like when she told me, I was like, okay, like trying to process all this information, and in the car ride home I was literally silent because I was like, I don't quite understand like what that means, why she said I have to go talk to someone about IVF. Yeah.
And you've just gone through this massive surgery and you've just like found out that you do have endo and all of these things. So that on top of being told that in itself, like it's massive. Of course you shut down.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I just went in this, like, I get a bit obsessive, so I go in like a rabbit hole. And she said, so she said, I can't have kids naturally. Same as what you had. And that was like massive. I also don't think I processed that for a while.
You kind of just like, okay,
you're
cool.
hit
What
with
are the
all
next
this
steps?
information. Yes, what's the next steps? Like I went to the IVF specialist. I ended up going to 2. And just kind of exploring like what our options are. Henry and I had been together for like over 10 years at that point. So we always knew we wanted kids, but I was so career focused, and like you, I wasn't ready at that time to have kids. And also when you found out about all of this, you're just like, I need a moment.
Just to be with yourself.
Yeah, just to be with yourself. Like the grief I found like so hard, like so hard. I also felt like I should be grateful because I still had 2 ovaries. My uterus was okay. Like I should be grateful. Like at least I can go have IVF, but losing that chance to even try naturally
before we've even tried
was the hardest thing. And then also people don't quite understand. So I would get so many comments of like, oh yeah, but my friend tried IVF and then they tried naturally and they fell pregnant, and that just wanted to help. I wanted to say like, no, but you don't understand, without fallopian tubes you can't even fall pregnant naturally. So IVF is the only route. So that was, I feel like that was like the hardest part, was the grief of that. And that kind of took up all my thoughts, was about going through IVF and when are we going to try, and should we try now, and what if I don't try now and then down the track we can't fall pregnant, and will I like hate myself and like, will Henry hate me? And like, what's our family's going to think? And like,
it's horrible.
So it was
it's
just
all
like,
consuming.
yeah,
It's
so
all you can think
consuming.
about.
But then it's like, I'm not
and you
ready
feel
for
like a failure as well.
You do.
And as women, you know, like we're made to grow babies.
Yes.
So when you're told that you can't do that one thing that your body's made to do, it's like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Totally.
Yeah, it's massive. And also these specialists need to be kinder with their delivery.
Yeah. Which I get. Like they would give out like information all the time. They are quite dry and very
I guess they have to be.
Yeah, they have to be. But yeah, we also spoke about during the surgery, she recommended me having the Marina put in to help slow down the growth of endo and also to help with my symptoms, which now we know it doesn't stop the growth of endo.
No.
But it can, for some people, mask the symptoms.
It's another Band-Aid.
It's another Band-Aid. For me, she told me to try the Marina for at least a year to really like see the benefits. So I really pushed and held out for that year. But it's like I could feel it in my body. Like I knew it was there and I knew like it was like my body wanted it to leave. I would still have horrific period pain, ovulation pain, but I just wouldn't bleed. So it's like I knew it was there.
So you had all of the symptoms,
symptoms, just no period. And I just felt like I had something in my body that, like, I just wanted it out.
Yeah.
So I went back to her and I was like, I really just want it out. And she took it out there. Then and there, it actually was quite painless.
Oh, wow.
Taking it out.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of just like a massive tampon being ripped out of your body. Like compared to all the other things we go through,
is nothing.
I was like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Which I know some people is really painful.
I think at this point you've just kind of numbed yourself to.
Yeah, but I was you just get so used to it. But 6 months after having the Marina taken out, the pain just got increasingly worse and worse and worse. Like I couldn't exercise. Yeah, it was just really hard. So I made the decision that I was going to take some time off work and have another surgery, which I knew I was going to have it anyway. And it was kind of like knowing you have to have another surgery already, I was like, I kind of just want to get it done.
Yeah.
Like I just need to get it done.
Anticipation of the in-between. You're like, you know what's coming now.
I know what's coming.
You know what to expect.
Yeah.
You're just kind of waiting.
Yeah. So I just needed another surgery. I felt like I wasn't so disconnected to my body anymore. So I could really felt all the pain, all the feelings, I mean, you probably got this too, like watching someone run and being like, they look so free. And I'm like, I just want to run and be free.
I want to run so bad.
And like no pain and just, So I get like quite emotional and I was like, no, I just need to go have another surgery and just get this sorted. Also just like the painful bowel movements were getting worse and worse. And I was like, I just, have to get that done. So I had to go and, have a colonoscopy. Did you have to have a colonoscopy before your? So I went in to have a colonoscopy before my surgery because he just wanted to make sure there was nothing in my bowel, like nothing he needed to know about before he was potentially have to operate on it.
Yeah. And were there any findings in that colonoscopy?
No, which was I was so happy because again, I thought I still had bowel cancer. Yeah. Because I was just like,
oh, you do. That's where your brain goes.
I was like, this is so painful. And before that, I also had to have another hycosi because they were going to take out both of my fallopian tubes. I really sat with that and I was really like, I didn't want her to take them because once you take them, that's it. I can't get them back. And I just wasn't ready for that. So I was like, I'm going to go have the hycosi. So they do it while you're awake. They basically do a vaginal ultrasound where they put a fluid through your fallopian, put a bag thing up your uterus.
Wow.
They push this fluid through your fallopian tubes and then they can see it on the ultrasound as it goes through your fallopian tubes and it's supposed to spill out the other side.
Is it uncomfortable?
So a lot of people, it's not uncomfortable. If your fallopian tubes are blocked,
of course
it's very painful. So I've had friends before that have had it done and they're like, no, it's fine, it's easy. But I was like, no, I'm going to take the afternoon off work. My gynecologist was like, just make sure you take your painkillers before you go in. The ladies were so lovely in there and so like kind and gentle, and the whole process, they explained the whole thing and were like, just tell us to stop if it gets too much. Henry came with me, thank God. But the left side they pushed it through. It was so painful, and they were like, we think we can get it. We think we can get it. Just like, hold on. And I was like, okay, I'm holding on. And then they're like, oh my God, okay, we've got some movement through. So I was like, oh my God. Like in that moment, I was like, that was so worth the pain. Like just to get some movement.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, now the right side. And I knew the right side. That's where I get most of my pain. So I was like, I knew that side would be harder. And then they tried that side, and it was literally like I was about to pass out. It was so painful, and they kept saying the same thing. They're like, hold on. Like, we want to keep trying. And then like, oh, we don't know if it's going to work. Can we just give your body a break and we'll try again? Because they're like, maybe we just let your body relax for a minute. So I was like, okay, let my body relax. We tried again. The same thing. It was so painful. And then I was like, Danny, I think I'm going to pass out. And my body like pushed out all their equipment. Like they were like, hang on. And then it just pushed it out. And I was like, yeah, let's not try again.
Stop. Yeah.
Like that's done. So I went back to my gynecologist with all those findings. And she was like, okay, I just need to tell you, even though you had movement on your left side, you are like have such a high chance of having an ectopic pregnancy. I still wouldn't recommend you trying naturally. And I was kind of like, I really want to try naturally if I can, but I'm not ready to take out that one yet. Like I need to let it sit.
Yeah.
So we made the decision she could take out the right one if in the surgery she was going to do the test again. If she couldn't do it while I was sedated and it couldn't go through, she was going to take out my left one as well.
Oh my God.
Because as your body is like sedated, you're more relaxed.
Of course, yeah.
So the chances of it coming through are higher. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. Like if you really think it's not, and I can't try naturally, then we'll just take it out. Like,
wow, that's such a hard thing to process.
Yeah. It was, I feel like by that point I was like, I was like in the process of grieving it.
Yeah, of course.
So it was just like, So my second surgery was 7 hours. So I had the bowel surgeon there on standby, just in case she nicked about at the bowel. Luckily, he didn't have to step in. He just stepped in to help clean up because the scar tissue and everything had grown back. That webbing had grown back. So he kind of stepped in to help clean it up on my bowel. And they took out my right fallopian tube, cleaned up my ovaries, were also just like covered in scar tissue. And then when I woke up, she let me know that they did the tubal flush again and that there was movement and that I could keep my left fallopian tube. So she didn't remove it, which I was so happy about.
But like she did remove the right.
She removed the right. She was like, there's definitely nothing we could do. She was like, we couldn't even... Because sometimes you can repair your fallopian tube with surgery. You can open it out. But she said it was so twisted. And you can see in my photos, like it's just twisted. It looks horrible. There's photos of like them putting the dye in and it's just blown up like a balloon, like a blue balloon. Like it's just...
That's awful.
Awful looking at. But she mentioned that since cleaning out the endo from my first surgery... The second, even though my left fallopian tube only a little bit of the solution went through, it looked healthier than the first time because it had started to heal itself post not being in like such a hectic, not having endo like attacking it.
Yeah, of course. And you can fall pregnant naturally with one, can't you?
Yes. So you can fall pregnant naturally with one. So I was so grateful. She did mention that I still do have to be so careful with ectopic pregnancy. Like I have to do all the tests as soon as I'm pregnant, have to have scans, blood tests, like I just have to monitor it.
Does that mean you're more of a high risk pregnancy when you are?
I don't think once I'm pregnant, I should be okay. It's just making sure that egg and sperm
Go to the
meet
right
each
place.
other in the right spot.
Yeah, okay, cool. At the meeting point.
At the meeting point. Yeah. Okay. Not like snuggled up in the fallopian
Yeah,
tube.
okay. Wow.
So yeah, so I felt so grateful
That you still had the
that
one.
I still have the one.
Yeah.
And like I just I can't wait to try naturally. Like having that, so I'm gonna cry. Having that like just be a possibility to just try.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you just want that fun
Of
moment
course
of
you
like we're
do.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something that everyone should be able to experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now I'm crying.
I know. But I feel like I came out of that surgery like so positive. Like the 2 weeks after, I took 2 weeks off work. I felt so good in that 2 weeks, like better than my first surgery. But then I don't know if it was the painkillers that I was taking that was like masking how I was feeling. Because then it's like I went back to work and it took a turn. I just started not feeling in my body again, like feeling really like having flare-ups.
Yeah.
Not like the first surgery, like this felt different. Like I was in a lot of pain. I would have like nights where I would have such bad flare-ups. It felt like it was like I would have it in waves.
Yeah.
And I started getting really, really depressed and I would cry on my way to work. I would be at work and I would be like, have a flare up and then I would just lose it and like just be in tears at work.
Yeah.
Or like on the couch. And yeah, I ended up going back and seeing my psychologist and I was like, I'm in pain and I'm emotional and all these things. And my psychologist was like, I think you should try antidepressants.
Yeah. Because it's such a big mental toll. It's so much. And I think, also just going back to taking 2 weeks off work, it isn't enough. Your body's healing for months. I really wish women had the grace to be able to take longer off because you've just had major surgery. 2 weeks is nothing. It's a blip.
2 weeks is nothing.
Yeah.
And also like I thought the same thing. I was like, I'm fine. Like it was incision surgery, keyhole, but like they still like did things with my bowel, my organs. They took my fallopian tube and I don't think that I'd really processed the gravity of what had actually happened in my body. And I thought that I was going to wake up and not be in pain. And I was going to be this new version of myself that could run and not feel pain and do all these things.
That would be nice.
And it wasn't the reality. And I was like, what is going on? And I just got more and more depressed. And my gyno recommended I go see a pelvic physio.
Yeah.
Which that is also just like mentally exhausting because it's so physical and it's invasive.
It's invasive and it's also, again, expensive.
It's expensive, yeah.
It's just another thing. It's another specialist that you've been told to go to. So you're like, when's this going to stop?
When
is it going to like find the sweet spot of having that specialist that actually can help? Because at this point, you've still not really got one.
No.
So being sent to that pelvic physio, you're probably like, oh, okay, whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But so I was trying that, which she actually gave me some tips and really explains like when you're in pain, it's like your muscles in your pelvis tighten up more, which causes more pain, and like gave me tips on how to release my pelvis and those muscles and how to like calm my body, which did help. But I was still just, I was depressed and I was so anxious and it was like I was spiraling and I didn't know what to do. And then I found this acupuncturist who specialized in fertility.
Wow.
Because I was like, I just felt, again, feeling in your body and what feels right for you and what resonates with you, because everyone was telling me to do all these things, which I did. I saw a nutritionalist. I went and did Reiki. Like I went,
everything.
Did all the things. And then I was like, actually, I just feel like I want acupuncture but on my stomach.
And how was that? Because I've never done that. And
it was actually amazing. I think it was the only thing that kept me holding on.
Wow. Okay.
Was those appointments. And I would go to her after work, and it was like I would treat her like my therapist, the poor girl. I would like go in there and she'd be like, how are you? And I'd just like start bawling. And she also recommended antidepressants. And I went to my GP, and she also said, I think you should. She wrote me the script.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's like, I know, just sit with it. And she's like, get it filled when you're ready. And I never got it filled because I just had this stigma in my mind about it.
It's a really hard thing to kind of come to terms with, like, oh, I'm taking this pill to make me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've still got that script and you're still feeling that way.
Well, I wish that I'd just taken it because it was 6 months of this. And 6 months of like, I was ready to leave my job because I was like, I'm spiraling and I don't know what to do. I don't feel like myself. Like I don't know who I am. Like all the things. And if I just filled that script, it would have just made life a bit easier. Like you don't have to go through the pain. It doesn't make you.
It doesn't make you any less either if you do get that antidepressant.
If anything, I'm like, I feel less because I just not wasted 6 months, but like I could have. Yeah, I didn't have to put myself through that. Like I didn't have to take the hard route. But
it's also like with antidepressants comes a lot of symptoms. And they're scary.
Yeah.
And you're also, like I know for me, it was like, well, I'm already dealing with all of these things. What if I then get symptoms of all these different symptoms from the antidepressants? Like that's another thing I think that comes with it is, well, shit, I don't want to have to now deal with those too. So I might just continue feeling the way I'm feeling. So maybe it was like that for you too.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I kind of just managed it. And then my workplace actually, thankfully, they could see that I was burning out. And I was going away to Europe for work. And they said to me, like, we think you should take some time off work. And at that point, like, I'd never taken any time. Like, the most I'd taken off work was be like a week, apart from having a surgery and taking off time for surgery. But I'd never really taken time off work. And I was like, yeah, okay, like, I think I really need to. So I ended up staying in Europe while, like, from my work trip, I just stayed, and Henry came and met me over there. And just having that downtime, that time to process.
Yeah. And sorry, when was this?
This was a year ago. Almost a year ago. Yes, I got engaged almost a year ago. Yes, I got engaged. Which definitely, like, if anything's going to pull you out of your
that's it.
Your spiral.
Big old diamond on the finger.
A diamond on the finger will do that. But yeah, having that time off. Also that's just some time with Henry to really
just be together.
And also process what had happened over the past few years and really talk about what we wanted our future to look like when we wanted to have kids, not being like scared and feeling pressured into having children.
And that's the other thing too. You want to jump into having children when you're both feeling ready and excited by it, not because you feel like you have to.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Yeah. But when I came back from my holiday, I'd felt so much better. But I was still having really bad pain, like daily, not just in my cycle, which I'd always had ovulation pain and period pain. It's awful. But it was almost like it was every day that I would only have 3 days or a week where I was feeling okay. And then the rest, I was not okay. And again, I just was cancelling on friends, not doing things, not living my life. And I went to my GP and I was like in tears with her and I was like, I just don't know what to do. And she had I guess it was like a tough conversation where she was like, you have endo. There's no cure for endo. You have to learn your toolkit to manage it and what works for you. And she ended up giving me 3 levels of pain medication. So like one that I can have at home if I don't have to work and it will just knock me out.
Yeah.
The second I can take at work and still function. And then a 3rd level. And I feel like that was the turning point for me to be like, I have something tangible that I can control and I can manage my symptoms and my pain myself.
Yeah.
But I just also had a stigma around I didn't want to have to take a pill and put a chemical in my body. But since getting over that, like that's
Just taking the painkillers.
Yeah, just taking the painkillers.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really changed my life. Like, I'll start getting pain, and you can feel what kind of pain is like when it starts coming on. I'm like, oh, this is going to be like
level 3 painkiller.
Level 3.
Yeah.
And like take that.
Yeah.
And
it's so interesting.
It's so interesting.
But it's also good because it means you're connected with your body again.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm feeling more connected with my body. I also travel a lot for work, so that really helped take the anxiety out of traveling for work.
Knowing that you've got them on you.
Knowing that I've got it on me. I also just like built out my like what to do when traveling.
Mm-hmm. You got it down pat.
I've got it down pat now. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
I can do a whole episode on travel.
Yes.
On travel.
Absolutely, we should. And so now that you're living with your diagnosis, you've had your surgeries, what does life with endo look like for you today? Like, how do you what's your daily life like now?
Yeah, I feel like that the toolkit is there. Like, I always revert back to my pelvic physio, what she's told me. I still need to go. I'm just in that point in my time right now where I've been to so many appointments and I've spent so much money. Like, I think last year I spent 20 grand.
Just on appointments.
Yeah. So I just need it. And I have a wedding to plan for.
Which I'm so excited about.
So yeah, I'm like, just going back. Luckily, I've learned a lot of tools that I can use.
Yeah. Over the years.
But yeah, that pain medication, stretching exercises. Like after I do a workout now, I do those pelvic physio exercises she gives me to like calm my body, release the muscles.
Relax it. Yeah.
Because I'd find after like a Pilates, I could be in pain for days. Acupuncture, breath work, I still go to all of those. But yeah, I feel like I just take it day by day. I'm not scared of taking those painkillers if I need it. But yeah, and just trying to be kind to myself.
Yeah, I think that's something I struggle with a lot too.
Not putting so much pressure on yourself to like do all the things.
Yeah, it's
just
hard,
like,
isn't it?
Take it slow. But yeah, so for right now, like I don't know what the future holds. I don't have to see my gynecologist again till we want to start having babies.
Yeah.
So at least I hopefully don't have to have another surgery.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. And if you do, that's okay.
If I do,
we'll get through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And if you have any questions or things that you want to talk about or things that have come up in either of our stories, please reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Our DMs are always open as well, like on both Endo Meets Us and personal. If you just want to reach out and ask a question or whatever it is, like we are always here. We're here to help. So
definitely. And everyone's journey is so different. Like Mim and I, it's like different but the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and symptoms are different.
Symptoms are different.
Everyone experiences endo on their own and it's very isolating. So yeah, please don't feel alone. I hope that hearing our stories has helped.
Yes.
In some way.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.